Over the past few days, I have been wondering which team I believe will win the Stanley Cup Finals. The Oilers or the Panthers? Which team should I put my hard-earned money on? My heart is begging me to bet Edmonton. First, I'm Canadian, so I am hoping that the Cup can come back in the country for the first time since 1993. Secondly, my youngest son, Jay, is a huge Connor McDavid fan. Jay plays hockey himself, and he loves to watch McDavid flying on the ice. Finally, it's always fun to bet teams with superstars like McDavid and Draisaitl. That being said, sports betting is a serious business where you need to put your emotions out of the equation. You must think rationally to avoid making bad decisions. Unfortunately, my mind says to go with the Panthers, and that is my official betting tip to win the series here. Let me give you some arguments supporting this pick. The Pinnacle Sportsbook is known to have the sharpest lines in the world. When their odds on a given team are the highest among several bookies, that's a sign you should not bet that team because Pinnacle is very hard to beat. In the current case, they are currently offering plus 122 odds on Edmonton to win the championship. At the time that I recorded this video, June 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, that was the highest line across more than 10 sportsbooks. Meanwhile, we have William Hill Canada posting a minus 125 line on Florida, and several others with minus 130 odds like DraftKings, BetMGM, and Stake. To me, that is a huge indication that the Panthers are the smart bet here. I have been using this strategy of picking teams based on what Pinnacle tells us, and that has turned out to be lucrative over many years. These teams faced each other on a couple of occasions this season. The Panthers took both games, with the scores being 5-3 and 5-1. Also, let's not forget that Florida finished with 110 points in the standings versus 104 for Edmonton, and they also edged the Oilers in terms of their goal differential. Indeed, the Panthers ended the year with a plus 68 goal differential compared to plus 57 for Edmonton. It's interesting to note that despite finishing 5th overall during the regular season, the Panthers posted the best goal differential in the entire league. The experience factor also favors the Panthers since they reached the Stanley Cup Finals last year. They already know about the pressure of being there. Florida found a way to eliminate teams that had arguably the best goalies. Igor Shesterkin from the Rangers and Jeremy Swayman from the Bruins. Edmonton's goalie, Stuart Skinner, is a big notch below these guys. Sure, he played very well against the Stars, but is it going to last? I'm not so sure. His save percentage in the current postseason is below 900, which is not great at all. The Panthers have a vicious forecheck that will force some turnovers. The Oilers are already a team that generated many giveaways this season, so that might create some great scoring opportunities for Florida. To me, the Panthers were more impressive during their conference finals series. They were the better team in almost all facets of the game against the Rangers, while the Oilers did not look that great during many stretches of the series. In the series clinching game, Edmonton only managed to get 10 shots on goal against the Stars. My main source of concern regarding this betting play is Florida's discipline. They tend to take many penalties, and that could prove costly against such a dangerous power play. They really need to avoid shooting themselves in the foot. The Panthers are a very physical team that can wear down its opponents. The road to the Stanley Cup Finals is hard, and Florida plans to make it even harder on the Oilers players. The Panthers are physical, they are tough, and they have a relentless puck pursuit. In summary, the Oilers may have the best players with McDavid and Draisaitl, but the Panthers have the better team. And that team is on a mission. They desperately want to finish the business they could not finish last year. Personally, I will be rooting for the Oilers, but from a betting perspective, my money goes on Florida. Subscribe to the best sports betting show on YouTube, hosted by the holder of a PhD in statistics from Quebec City in Canada. I'm Professor MJ, a former 15-year university statistics teacher, wishing you a great series between the Oilers and the Panthers. Subscribe to this channel to grow your bankroll, my friend.